What is up, guys? We have a little bit to go through today. This is the weekly update for the journey of my investment account. This is week 2. And ladies and gentlemen, we are finally net positive. Thank the Lord. We were down like $6,000 when I started this. So we've been on a massive run and we are finally net positive today with a sweet $800 on the way back. As you can see, we've had a couple of stocks running today, which is pretty sweet. AMD has been going on a massive run over the last week. We were around, I think, 4% last week on this, so we've gone around 30%, at least 30% this week, which is insane. I told you guys to watch out for that $290 mark, and we have just passed $290, which is pretty insane. So we have pretty high odds that it will continue to run as long as we keep getting good news. And I understand that worldwide, we're still not at the point to where wars are over, right? We're not getting good news headlines, but the market always bottoms on bad news. Keep that in your mind. As you can see here, we have our software section beginning to finally go up. These have been crushed over the past couple of months. I'm talking like 50 to 70% down on some of these stocks. So if you still haven't got a position into some of these, you can put a little bit in now and still get a decent return over the next couple of years. But it is a little late to do that. And I did that before I started recording and sharing with you guys what I'd be buying. So I understand if a lot of you guys didn't even know that was happening in the market. And yeah, so Amazon's doing pretty good. They've made a decent run this week. Like I said earlier, AMD finally hit 190. Look at that. We literally went from around 200 to $300 in a month, which is insane. That's a 33%. I believe that's a 33% increase. Like, that's crazy though. And that's only going to continue to fly because semiconductor stocks like MU, for example, everyone knows what happened with MU and SanDisk. SanDisk is up 2,000% in this year. MU is up like 500%. NVIDIA rose significantly over a short period of time. Same thing's going to happen with AMD. And I hold a very strong opinion on that. But that also means that it can crash very fast, right? So you got to be, it's a very high risk stock. But I'm very confident in it long term. Honest, I know we haven't talked about that on the channel yet. I'm gonna go through all of my individual stocks, why I'm in it, what they do and everything information wise in a little bit. But Honest has a massive billions of dollars of buyback coming and are currently being rolled out. And as you can see from this area right here, that's when they told us that they were going to do massive buybacks. And because this is a small cap stock, right? I mean, 90-day average volume of $2 million, but the stock is $3 or 2 million. The stock's $3. So that's around, like, let's say under a $10 million liquid volume. So if they're doing a $1 billion buyback, I'm pretty sure they're doing a $1 billion buyback. I'll have to check on it, but they're doing a massive buyback that outpaces the liquidation of the stock. So it's going to continue to go up, even if a lot of people are selling. So that's why I keep saying it's going to go to 5+ easily. Amazon, like I said earlier, 200 to 250, that's a pretty good move, like within a month. That's crazy. Amazon's been definitely slow over the past couple of months, and I'm expecting that one to start outpacing the market soon because it's underpaced for at least the past year, year and a half. I bought 3 stocks this week. So this week I was more focusing on dividends, which I'll get into in a different video, and a little bit later in this video. The three stocks I ended up buying was Nike, Estee Lauder, and Celsius. I bought 8 shares of Nike, 3 shares of EL, and 10 shares of Celsius, so around $300 each. It's around $1,000 total. Nike is just a phenomenal stock to buy right now. When you think of the clothes industry, there have been many trends in the clothes industry, but Nike has been Nike, and I would argue Under Armour and Adidas have been the main three that you see in stores no matter what. It's just that Nike stock performs, whereas Under Armour's at like $9. So the Nike stock has always performed. It's over the past couple of years where it's been absolute trash because it was not run properly. But they've changed out. They're changing out some of their board and team members, and we can finally get some hype on that stock now. So, but it is a massive dividend payer, and the dividend ratio for what you get for the price of $46 is pretty darn good. I will say that. So if you're looking for a good dividend stock to buy, Nike is a great stock to buy. EL, that's another dividend stock I decided to buy recently. I need to go a little bit more into my dividend side on my portfolio. Not too much, but a little bit more. That one's also been down. In Celsius, I want to say I was down around 20% on average, so I DCA'd further on Celsius, which is a good. And the thing about Celsius, I haven't told you guys yet, but everyone's worried about a new drink that was released by, I think it was Costco. One of these major chains have released a wholesale brand for energy drinks, and everyone thinks that that's going to replace Celsius. I don't really think that's going to happen. Like, people still drink Coca-Cola today, even though a bunch of ripoffs have been made. Same thing with Dr. Pepper. There's like Dr. Thunder. I mean, some people drink the Dr. Thunder, so they're probably going to take like 5-10% of their customers, maybe, but 90% are still going to drink Celsius because A, they've already been drinking it, and B, it's a name brand, so it's a safe, right? It's safe on their health. So markets are at all-time highs, and it took us a little while to get there. And technically, I was looking at a couple of graphs for midterm years. We might be going down from here. But that's completely okay. That's another opportunity to DCA in the market. When I mean down, I'm thinking probably down to the 6.6K range within the next couple of months for the average. That was the average market on a midterm year. It will go down to around September, and then it'll come back up. Who knows what's going to happen, but that's what the average data has been saying. So I'm not expecting the market to only shoot up. I do have, I'm definitely thinking of both possibilities. But if it goes down, that's another good buying opportunity. The reason why I bought the stocks that I did was because at market all-time highs, Nike is still at all-time lows, right? If you have a stock at all-time lows, whenever you're at all-time highs, there's a good chance that you have a massive amount of profit to be made over the next couple of years, unless there's a reason that it's at all-time lows. Like I said, Nike was not performing well for the last couple of years, but they're starting to grow their different sectors from the Chinese sector and slowly on the American side. So the numbers are getting a little better. They're still pretty bad right now, but you got to buy it before it actually gets good, right? It'll probably be like $100 whenever it's good, right? Whenever everyone feels safe to buy it, $100, $120. If you want to make gains, you got to buy it before it actually looks pretty, right? So I know the numbers are beginning to turn around. So if they continue on that pace, we should be good for some solid gains. EL, once again, market's at all-time highs. EL's pretty close to all-time lows, right? They were doing really good there, and then they just dropped. Anything, in my opinion, below like $90, $80 is like a steal deal for this stock. It's a dividend payer. So I just wanted to add to what I had with it at around $80. Um, and Celsius is not quite at like all-time lows, which is around $20, but it is rather low with the market being at an all-time high. And I'm these examples that I'm telling you, sometimes it is not good to buy a stock that is low at an all-time high, like I was saying, right? It could be low for an actual reason, but I told you earlier that this one has pretty much dropped, looks like around 30% from just this point right here, not even a recent all-time high, only because it's got a little bit more competition in the market. Guys, capitalism is competition in the market. Everyone's going to have to expect that. It's not going to break the business. It should be expected. So that's why I bought Celsius, and that's pretty much like a Red Bull or Monster, in my opinion. And you could just go look at the stock history on those stocks and you'll be surprised. My average dividend income for years, or for this year, will be $320. And that's pretty good. That's not bad. But I did want to raise that, right? I want to do all three types of stocks. I want to do growth, dividend, and value, right? So I want to try to like spread it all out. Dividend stocks are pretty cool in my opinion, right? If you can get a good stock like Nike that is down and should almost double or triple the amount in the next 10 years, not only are you getting a crazy deal on the stock price, but you literally get dividends while you're growing your money. So it's like a double income type of thing. So dividend stocks, there are like two different ways that you can do it that I've seen so far. You have your stock that is kind of like Procter and Gamble. They are a massive blue chip dividend stock that a lot of people invest in just to get a dividend, but the stock price doesn't really move a lot and it's safe, right? Nike, the one that I just showed you guys, the stock is definitely going to move upwards, in my opinion, definitely going to move upwards in the next couple of years, but it will also give you a dividend. So it's a double positive. But those are harder to find and more risky, right? So if Nike goes down, you'll still get dividends, but you're going to pretty much even it out to a net negative or neutral because your stock's gone down. And gentlemen, I'm liking these numbers, okay? I don't like the 666, but I do like these numbers and the 6-7, of course. But I think we're performing quite well. Over the past year, I have a 66% return with the market average at 38%. So let me tell you what, the market average of a 38% is massive, okay? Averages are like 10 to 15%. So we had a crazy year last year. So my 66% number, although it does look pretty awesome and it looks like I might know what I'm doing, we had a great year. So we need to wait. And I can only say that I've done a good job when I perform in a bad year. So, so far, great start. And I'm really proud of myself for getting like almost double the market, which is my goal, right? I want to always be double the market. But I really do need to wait and see until I get a bad market time and see how I perform during that time, to truly say that I'm a solid investor. But Bitcoin has also been going. We've had two sudden drops, and everyone looks at this Bitcoin tracker. I can pull it up next video, but it says that it's predicting to go down to like $30,000 and it's not going to go up till like around December. And if you know anything about Bitcoin, there are 4-year cycles and there's like a 1-year bear cycle. Obviously, it's not been a year since we've been going down and it's not at 30,000, but I'm not going to say that that is a 100%, right? Nobody's going to guess the future. And we do have a lot more corporations in Bitcoin now, ever since there were ETFs made and it was added as a legitimate investment into the market. And the governments have started to also get in on it. I don't think it's going to go down as much as we think it will. And I have no idea if it's going to go down for about a year, right? Or even half a year. The game's starting to change, right? It's not all retail investors, and those rules might not be rules. So just keep your eye out. I've done a great deal of DCAing all the way down. As you can see here, I think I have like $2,000 or $3,000 in Bitcoin, out of 5. So I still have a couple, I have like 20% more to add too. But I don't want to add it yet, even though we're at a decent point to add it, just in case it does decide to go down. Because Bitcoin does this weird thing where it looks like it's going up and then it just dumps, like all the way downtown type of dump. So I never know what's going to happen with Bitcoin. I'm extremely long on Bitcoin, not short term. I know that any point I buy on is going to be a great point. It just matters a little bit more when you get in a great time short term. It makes you feel a lot better. So that will be it for today when it comes to market updates this week and what has been happening in the portfolio. Continue to grind it out, guys. We have a lot of earnings coming up over the next couple of weeks. I want to say ServiceNow, one of my positions, is going to have an earnings tomorrow or within the next week. We have a lot to cover, and I'm hopefully gonna go into the specifics over every stock I own, why I own it, what they do, in the next couple of videos, so that you guys are not like left out when it comes to why in the heck am I holding that, or what I see in each individual stock that I have. So, ladies and gentlemen, I will see you in the next one.